Are you stuck? How about unhappy? Join Alena Chapman, author, mentor, and life coach for Magical Moments with Alena, as she challenges you to get out of the doldrum and start living your life to the fullest. Alena will help you take control of your life and push you to do the things you never thought you'd do. So get ready to take back your power and celebrate life with Magical Moments featuring Alena Chapman.
Welcome to Magical Moments for that ease and that betterment and that flow in your life. This is an Ask Alena, but today I got a really cool message as I was doing a meditation. And so I'm going to have a little nugget even though it's an Ask Alena. So here's your magical nugget for today. I was meditating, and I always go out into nature as long as it's not too hot or too cold. Because I don't want to freeze or die of heat stroke. But I did go out, and I always, believe it or not, take off my shoes if I can and stand in the grass. And I'll tell you what, the flowers that are coming out now are the very late flowers, and the cattails and all the beauty. A bluebird came and sat by me. And I heard deep inside that if people only understood the incredible beautifulness deep inside themselves, if they only understood that that is where the truth lies, that you need nothing else, that you are this incredible, playful, insightful, wisdom-filled, strong, resilient person inside. And it is your secret garden. And that if you just let that mind, that ego, be quiet and allow yourself to feel all that awesomeness that you are, you'll never have doubt. You will always feel strong. You will always feel like, I got this. That was my meditation in the morning. Isn't that awesome? Yeah. So take that wonderful advice because I was told to bring it to you. So there it is. And that kind of goes right along with what we're going to be talking about today. Also, I want to encourage you all. You guys are so smart. You are so incredibly smart. I am getting incredible questions from these shows. I mean, they are questions that I'm thinking, wow, I just love it. You're thinking, you're critically looking at yourself. I couldn't wish for more. So keep sending in those questions. I will answer them. I just got one today from our last show with Kayla, which was a wonderful show. Look back at that, guys, on intentional living. I love it. And I'm going to answer that on the next show. So thank you. Whoever you are that is asking these incredible, all of you who are asking these incredible questions, I am answering them. Give me just a little moment to form it in the right way and get it out to you, okay? But today I'm going to talk about another question that came in a little bit earlier, and it's about risk. So, yeah, I understand, guys. I understand. We as people have been rocked to the limit. We really have. We have been through everything. I mean, come on, let's give ourselves some credit here. We have had such a beating. We have had a sickness which came out of frickin' nowhere. And it has hurt relatives. I've had 3 people die. So have I been rocked? Yes. I know people who are suffering from so many things now, but that COVID really has rocked some people, and I've had people pass too. I understand the loss. I understand that people are walking around with leftovers from this virus that some can't taste, some have fluid on the brain, some have other things that just makes life like, what happened? What happened? I was healthy. What happened here? Okay, I understand that. I understand that our jobs, okay? Everything shut down. We lost our jobs. Hundreds, thousands, millions of people lost their work. started to work in different kinds of environments, had to learn things all over. And I understand we've lost confidence. Let's be real. We really have lost confidence. We've lost confidence in our system. We have lost a lot of confidence, many people in our government. And I'm just stating it. I'm not a political show, but a lot of people have lost a lot of everything that is secure. And that's what it comes down to, the security. The world is going through incredible environmental changes, too. It's like, oh my gosh, what in the name could happen next, right? And then I come on with all roses and sunshine. But let's talk about this. I'm still going to be with roses and sunshine, guys, because I see something you don't. Now is the best time to take a risk. Alena, are you crazy? As we see so much craziness, everyone is trying to grab for safety, security. But this is the thing, folks. And I think if you really sit down and do a meditation on this, you will see that we are all looking for security outside of ourselves. And nothing, I learned this at a very early age. I think I was 10. Nothing is secure. Everything outside of ourself can change. Everything from outside of ourself is fluid. It is creation, so it changes constantly. And so when we look for security outside of ourselves, the job, the family even, another person, whether there's sickness, institutions, when we look for security in that, that's like, my gosh, climbing crates and expecting them not to fall. It's very fragile, as we're seeing. Right now, I am seeing more people tiptoeing into this world. We opened the doors from our houses, we stepped outside, and we began to tiptoe, scared of the next step we take, praying that security comes in the form of someone will save us. And we tiptoe, and we tiptoe, and we look suspiciously at other people. But here's the thing. Eric Hoffer, who was a gruff man, but a wise man. And he once said, and I love this quote, I live by this quote, in times of change, learners inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves beautifully equipped to deal with a world that no longer exists. Now, take that quote, put it on your mirror. Let's dissect it. The learners. The learners are the people who say, wait, okay, there's something here for me. There's an opportunity here. There is something I need to learn. There is something I can change. I see that this is not a bad change. This is something that I can make something out of. And the learners are stepping out of their house and saying, when is everything going to go back to the way it was? The sad thing is, nothing ever goes back to the way it was. It can't. It really, really can't. Because we have grown. We have grown in wisdom. Just the fact that we know that everything is fragile, we have grown in wisdom. Not to mention the things we've learned from our family, from our relationships, from ourselves in this time. So nothing can go back. And the more that we think we can stay in that, we are not learning. every opportunity has a risk. And actually, trying to look for security is also a risk. So either way, you're taking a risk, folks. As children, we reveled in new opportunities. I know I did. Oh my gosh, did I ever. We wanted to experience something new, something awesome. We would jump into the water without even knowing how deep it was. My mother used to get so angry with me. We would always just explore. It didn't matter what. We had an old looking hotel. I mean, it was so old at the top of our street, and we weren't supposed to go there. Well, okay, you're going to tell a kid you're not supposed to go there. Guess what? We're not adults, and and adults think, oh, how risky we are. No, we see the opportunity to explore. We saw the opportunity to play hide and seek on these massive grounds of this old ancient, we thought was haunted hotel. You know, how fun is that? Oh my gosh. These opportunities, more than school, taught us what we use now today. Those opportunities taught us about relationships, about our own daring, our own strength. It taught us about the uniqueness of life. It wasn't until other people told us how this uniqueness of life was a scary thing that we started to think, oh, we can't do that. We got to look for the safety of a job. We got to look for safety of this. We got to look for safety of a relationship. We've got to be safe. We got to tiptoe on glass until the day we die. And I know that sounds extreme, but it's very true. It's time to open up to the child inside of us. It's time to open up to what's deep inside of us and feel like, you know what? I've got what it takes. No matter what other people say, don't even listen to that, because they're all acting from their ego, their critical mind, their little tiptoeing through life. Do you want to tiptoe? Do you want to be one of the ones that are left behind because you're wishing for things in the past? Do you seriously not want to step out and say, there are opportunities here. There is change here. I want to learn. I want to find my place in this. I'm going to open my eyes to these opportunities. I am going to open up to what's inside of me crying out to do. I'm going to look and see what's available out there. For every problem or disaster, there is a seed of opportunity. And the people that want to learn are the people that see the seeds. I often talk about the man who I ran into. It was not even the second day of the pandemic. Not even the second day. We had just heard the news. And he came marching in and he said, okay, and he had ways of building a factory. Okay, so he takes what he has, his talents as an organizer, and he grabs the opportunity. Did you hear what I said there? He took his strengths and opened his mind and said, oh my gosh, people are going to need masks. I'm going to go build a factory and start making masks. Get some contracts. Now everybody else around him is saying, oh my God, I've got to hide. I want things back the way they were. What's happening? Do you see? One person jumped into that deep water and everybody else huddled on the shore. Earl Nightingale, who was an incredible speaker, and he had a show, and he talked about the strangest secret. And you can look him up on YouTube. adversary introduces a person to themselves. We come face to face with who we are and what we're made of. So I ask you, what are you made of? Face yourself squarely. Ask yourself, what do I want to be? How do I want to handle this stepping out into the world? How do I want to handle all these chaoses? Because the chaoses are not going to stop. I hate to tell you, we're in a time of change. And the chaoses are just coming at us like 100 miles per hour. So who do I want to be in this? What do I want to be? What do I want to do? The risk takers are the ones who thrive. The risk takers are the ones who take action. They're the creative thinkers. They are the ones who sit down and think and say and listen to the deep part inside of them and listen to what's available out there, or maybe what's not, what is needed out there, and then see how they can fill it. Isn't it funny? What Eric Hoffer does say is true. But I even want to go so far as to say and ask you this question. If you're a creative thinker, if you've done the work to look inside yourself, I always call it the secret garden. I always call that's where I go, you know? And my secret garden is filled with all the beauty of nature. And I sit there and I discover myself. And that's where I find my strengths. And that's where I come up with my ideas. And that's where I come up with my passions. And this is the thing. We always think as that person, that creative thinker, the one who's creating everything, as the risk taker. But are they? I mean, really think about it. They'll always be able to create. They'll always be learning. They will always have that knowledge to start to act on things that they know they can do. They believe in themselves. Now, who else can you believe in this world? Isn't it more of a risk to say, I'm going to hide here and wait for everybody to fix this? Isn't it more of a risk to say, I'm going to follow along and just be like everyone else and just hope that our government, the world, the weather, all gets their act together? Don't you think that's a little more risky? Because you're depending on something outside of you. Guys, we didn't come down to this earth to be a follower. We really didn't. We've got things to do. We didn't come down here to be what others expect us to be. We did not come down here to say, I'm just going to lay in bed with the covers over my head until this all passes. If we were born in this time, there's something we're supposed to fulfill. Because we're going through a change, hon. We're going through a change on every level. And sometime in your soul's life, you said, I want to be a part of this. Some people tell me, I can't believe this is happening in my lifetime. And I keep thinking, oh my gosh, I was born in the most incredible lifetime ever. Because this is the time that things are really taking a turn. Where are we going to go? Well, that all determines up to us. But first, we all have to take a look at ourselves. We're not going to find it outside of ourselves. You've got to do the work, and it's not even hard. You just have to get acquainted with yourself. And you got to ask, what is it? What are my strengths? Truly, and I guarantee 100% they're your faults. because society doesn't like strong. You're not a good follower if you're strong. So that little person who's bossy is actually the greatest organizer in the world. The person who is saying, I am sensitive, well, that's the person who has compassion and cares and can help other people see the light. All these things that we thought were our faults are probably, well, they're our greatest strengths. So start to realize the goodness that you have in yourself. Believe in you. You are a spirit. You are from the greatest strength that ever was. The most creativity that ever was. Creativity that formed a whole world, a whole universe. You are from that. It's time to wake up to what's inside of us. Say, how can I make something of this time? How can I make this world a better place? You start out in that kind of vein, and the opportunities will start coming to you because it's a higher perspective. It's not, how can I make $1 million? No, the universe doesn't care. But how can I make this world a better place? What can I do to help and ease people who don't understand that this world is about learning? What can I do? And then believe in yourself. That's not the risk. I think it's so funny because I've been told more than once that I am somebody who jumps out of the plane and just knows that there's going to be a parachute there. Well, guess what, folks? There is going to be a parachute there. Why? Because I'm me. I'm going to create that parachute. I know there is, but I also know staying in the plane and that plane might be crashing. Is that where I want to be? I'm going to jump. And darn it, that parachute is going to appear. I even say that to the universe. Yes, it is. The world, well, let me put it this way. If you take this show and really apply it and sit down and say, and you might not feel strong at first. Hey, it's like a muscle. You don't use it, you lose it. So don't discount yourself because you don't have the strength right now. I'd say start with a meditation, guys. Grab a beautiful cup of tea, sit under a tree, or an iced tea right now because it's hot out. Sit under a tree, get out in nature. Just sit there and say, God, I need to open my mind. I only want to hear what you have to say, because I'll tell you what, when the universe talks, it doesn't say no. Instead, it fills you with love and it gives you these incredible ideas, and creativity comes to everyone who opens their mind to it. You can ask, where is my strength? And then just get really quiet and just allow yourself to say, I'm going to hear the good things, because that's spirit. And you do that enough and you will start hearing the beauty inside you. Heck, if you just stand barefoot in the grass and ask for the universe to just give you some message, they will fill you. It will fill you with everything you need to come up with those ideas. And your strength will grow. And as your strength grows, the opportunities get better and better and better. You owe it to yourself. And this is our time. Maybe that's why you were born now, to realize just that. If you are looking and you're having some trouble, and I'm not just plugging this because, it's my program, but oh my gosh, guys, why do you think I created it? I created it right at the pandemic. Why? Because I want to help people find their beauty inside and tap into that creativity. And it comes together. And if you want a little bit of a boost as you're doing your meditation and you want to learn other ways, then gosh, go to soulmanifesto.com and sign up for the Inevitable You. Because that's why it's developed, folks. It is developed for you. I have had people I was talking to someone who told me they got the program. They listen to it every night. She listens to it every night. She's listening. There's 13 modules there. And I'll tell you what, when she listens to it every night, she's listening to it over and over and over. She says it gives her strength. And she says, oh my gosh, Alena, I am starting to come up with incredible ideas. And I said, of course you are. That's what it's for. So check out Soul Manifesto. I really can't stress enough, folks, that if you are here now in this time, you're supposed to be doing something. You are supposed to be making this world a better place. That's why we all signed up. We were here to shake up the world. We are here to say there's a better way. There's a way filled with more cooperation and compassion and risk takers and just feeling good about who we are as a people. So, you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself. As you know, spirit is love. It's not all that negative stuff you hear. It's love. And the more we accept ourselves, find our strengths, believe in ourselves, start to take the opportunities we see and believe in them, we are living in love. And that is spirit. Love you all. Until the next time, namaste.
This has been Magical Moments with Alena, featuring Alena Chapman. If you missed an episode, download it now on iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, CastBox, Deezer, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, or your favorite podcast platform. Learn more online at soulmanifesto.com.
Podcasts by Federated Media.